The Pokemon World Championships is the biggest event of the year in competitive play, where all of the greatest Pokemon players in the world meet up and duke it out for the chance to win a boatload of money. The teams that win have to be strong, smart, and utilize a great team that'll stand above the rest. In today's video, I'll be waffling about these teams and the Pokemon that won on those teams. We'll be discussing the Pokemon that have won one World Championship, 2 World Championships, and the very few that have won 3. There's not a Pokemon yet to win 4, but some won 3. Only 5. There is no winner, but there's 3 categories that were just stated. Starting off, we got the Pokemon who have won Worlds once. This is an achievement many Pokemon can only dream of getting, and I wish there was more Pokemon here. For the video, I'm only counting the winners in the Masters Division. While some Pokemon like Charizard have won Worlds, they have not won in the Masters Division. These Pokemon get the bronze achievement for achieving 1 victory. First up, we got Smeargle, who was won once in its entire career in 2008, my first year of competitive play. Smeargle's ability to copy any move in the game at that point allowed it to have great utility. What's way more surprising than it winning 1 World is that it hasn't won more. Smeargle has been good for all of competitive history, but in Scarlet and Violet, it's kind of trash due to losing many moves, especially Dark Void. And there's just other, better utility Pokemon. Next on our list is Toxicroak. Toxicroak won in 2009. Not much is known about how it won, since info on older tournaments is scarce, but it's cool that this niche Pokemon won once. Empoleon unsurprisingly won that year too. Again, not much is known about how, but I believe it involves its old ability Defiant, and it was used physically. Next we have Hariyama, who's a physical menace with slow speed but huge HP. It even won in a format with restricted legendaries, which is pretty impressive. One of those legendaries on that team was Dialga. Dialga, being a dragon that isn't weak to dragons, is huge. Steel also resisted Ghost and Dark back then, and its type corresponding with Dragon made it extremely bulky and able to put up more damage than you'd probably think. Surprisingly, next is Groudon. Groudon is a menace and one of the best legendaries ever, so how did it only win once? First, there are barely any restricted formats, and faces heavy competition in those formats with Kyogre. It was the runner-up in Worlds. It was runner-up in 2 different world championships, but at least it won this one. It almost won with its primal form. Next, we have Terrakion, who's an offensive menace with its rock and fighting stab, hitting many types for super effective damage. Over time, Power Crept slowly started hurting it, and now it's rarely seen. Escavalier is next, which is surprising. It's not very fast, but it does pack a decent punch, and it's decently bulky. It wasn't seen a crazy amount back then, too. It was a reliable damage dealer who won Worlds once. It is a great tank who can deal. Next, we have Rotom, who won once, too. It is a great tank who can deal decent damage, too. It's better when power levels are lower. It was in its wash form when it won, due to its great typing and ability, Levitate, to make it not weak to ground types. It's still pretty good today, too, but only when the power level was lower earlier in the year. Next, we have Titar, who is like a Rotom in many ways, bulky and packs a punch, and is still good, but in lower power formats. Its bulk is better by its amazing ability that boosts its special defense. Its typing is horrendous, however, holding it back a decent bit. Tornadus is last out of its brothers, but it's still amazing and is so good right now. It won due to Prankster Tailwind giving immediate support. It now is doing even better with a great new signature move, making use of its flying stab. It won its incarnate form. Mamoswine is our next Pokemon. Mamoswine was great back in Black and White. It don't due to its ground ice type synergy, dealing super effective damage to the Flying Cloudmen trio and Heatran. The genies, I forgot their name for a sec. Great offensive type overall and great offensive stats. Latios is next. Latios is a fast and has a killer special attack stat. Dragon was broken back then, and with a fast one with a great special attack stat, and can hold the Dragon Gem back and black white pre-nerf. No surprise that it won. Next on our list is Pachirisu, who you guys probably know famously used Follow Me and its ability Volt Absorb to protect its partner Mega Gyarados. Talonflame also won during the X and Y period due to pre-nerf Gale Wings making all flying moves have priority, such as Tailwind and Brave Bird priority. Yikes. Next we have Gardevoir, who was a premium Dragon Destroyer with its broken fairy type and moves. It won without its Mega Form though, on the same team with Gyarados. Speaking of Gyarados won in its Mega Form, which is weird since that form was rarely used and was not crazy good by any means. Gyarados, however, has been good for a while with its Intimidate ability. This Gyarados was a very good Dragon Dance boosting sweeper, with boosting its speed and attack stat, making it do a stupid amount of damage, with its Pookie Pachirisu supporting it using Follow Me. Kangaskhan is our next Mega winner. Its normal form is actually downright terrible, but its Mega can attack twice, but the second hit is a lower power. Not surprised to see it on the list. Hitmontop used Intimidate and Fake Out to support its team on both Lex's famous team, and that's how it won. It also had Wide Guard to stop both Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse. Next is Raichu, who could also support and protect Kyogre on that team with Lightning Rod and Fake Out. It also was an event Raichu that could use Endeavor to get its opponent's Pokemon to the same health as it. It also won in 2016. Rayquaza also won in 2016 due to its broken Mega. It ran Dragon Ascent, Protect Swords Dance, and E-Speed. Gengar also won alongside Mega Rayquaza due to its crazy special attack stat and speed, and its ability Shadow Attack to stop opponents from switching away from him. All this year it was in his Mega Evolution winning, and that year was really impressive due to the restricted legendaries in the Primal and Mega Weather trio. Tapu Fini won not in 2016, flipping finally, being on the bulkier side and hitting hard in a lower power format. Marowak won in Sun and Moon due to the lower power level format, and it's a lowland form. It won due to walling Tapu Koko with its Lightning Rod ability, and its signature item Bone Club doubling its attack. Celesteela also won, making it the first Ultra Beast to do so. Crocodile also gained its only victory in 2016, being used as a supporter with Taunt and Intimidate, and having a decent damage output. It was also immune and did super effective damage against Tapu Koko buffs. Whimsicott is next, who is a support who can use Prankster Tailwind, which is very valuable. Kartana is the second Ultra Beast to win. He won a year later. Kartana is a powerful glass cannon who gets even more powerful with every KO. Moving on to Gen 8 with only one Worlds team due to lockdown. One of those Pokemon is Zacian, who I made a video about. Wink wink. Watch it. Zacian is fast and does a crazy amount of damage with his attack stat and ability. Next we got Rillaboom, who's a very funky monkey. Its ability to set up grassy terrain and deal huge damage with stab plus terrain boost, and being bulky and having grassy glide and a fake out and no more ads made him a great Pokemon who is new, and I won't be surprised to see winning another event in the near future. Our last Gen 8 winner is Shadow Rider Calyrex, a beyond broken legendary who makes use of its signature move hitting both targets, and its ability that raises its special attack stat. It's also very speedy. Urshifu won in Scarlet and Violet by abusing Terra Water with its broken signature move, putting multipliers of damage on attack that hits multiple times. Very balanced. Fluttermane is a new glass cannon, and if you don't know what that means, even though it's fast and does a lot of damage. Took advantage of its really high speed and special attack stat to win. Chanpao is another new Pokemon, who is also a glass cannon like Fluttermane, but is physical and makes every Pokemon around it weaker. Brian Hands also won that year, and is also a new Pokemon. It's extremely bulky and slow, but works well due to its high attack stat and fake-out pressure. That finally concludes the Pokemon who have won Worlds once. So now, let's get on to the 2-time champs. Before that, please like and subscribe. This video took so long, and I need the support to make more awesome videos like this. Hope they're awesome. And whatever. Our first 2-time winner is Ludicolo. Ludicolo was a menace back in its day. Being Swift Swim and being Grass type is so good. You can hit opposing waters in the range for super effective damage, and her ground on when water is gone. And being hecka fast in the rain is great. I also use Scald to burn opponents, making it pretty bulky. It got power crept in recent games by Pokemon such as Urshifu, sadly. But winning twice in Worlds is a feat that can never be taken away. Brawlintong is our next 2-time champ, who won the first World Championships ever, and came back 8 years later in 2016 and won again. A bulky Trick Room setter who can deal heavy damage via heavy slam or body press. Due to its sheer bulk, it won 2 World Championships. Its 2016 victory was even more impressive due to Primal and Mega Weather Trio wreaking havoc. Salamence is another 2-timer who has not lost its touch. It won in 2009 and again in 2018, with its Mega Evolution in 2018. Even recently it won a regional. Just a great, strong Pokemon overall. Kyogre is next, who won in 2010 and 2016. First, normally, then with its primal form. Setting up rain and doing a bajillion damage surely helps Kyogre. What makes this feat even more impressive, though, is how there's only been 3 Worlds formats where Kyogre was allowed, and it won twice. These formats only allow 2 restricted legendaries, such as Kyogre, except the new format allows 1. Kyogre is still good today, too. Hydreigon is next, who won 2 years in a row from 2011 to 2012. Dragon was broken back then, and having a good special attack stat 1 with well-rounded stats made Hydreigon great. Hydreigon is still pretty good in today with lower power formats, such as early Scarlet and Violet. Gothitelle is our next 2-timer who won in 2011 and 2014. Being the only fully evolved Shadow user except for Mega Gengar always gives Gothitelle a niche. It has Fake Out and Trick Room pressure. Speaking of Trick Room, our next Pokemon is Conkeldurr, who's a menace in Trick Room. Using its Guts ability, combined with the Flame Orb to boost its already high attack stat, makes it so strong. It also has Priority Stab, Mach Punch to do so much damage. He only won in Black and White, however, during lower power... Only won in Black and White during lower power level formats, however. Next is Garchomp, who won in 2012 and 2014, being a strong menace in Black and White and X and Y. Winning without its stinky Mega in 2014, Garchomp still thrives in lower power level formats, such as early Scarlet and Violet. Just get outclassed by Landorus when power levels increase, though. Garchomp's Mega was not good. I'm going to in-depth look at it real quick. It removed 10 points of its speed, which is really bad for Garchomp because you can't really operate in Trick Room with lower speed. It's just an awkward speed stat, and Garchomp was really fast, but now it's not. So it's item. So now it would rather just carry an item instead of being slow, because Garchomp speed is what makes it pretty good. So boom. Next we have Heatran, who's a non-restricted legendary, is almost always good. It's good in medium power level formats, and bulky. It's bulky and does huge damage, but make sure there's no ground types near it, or else it's useless. Next, one of the all-time greats is Landorus, specifically Therian form, but the other form is good though, but hasn't won a world championship. Lando was the greatest Pokemon ever before Incineroar. Whenever there is an Incineroar format, it shines, such as the format of 2023 Worlds where it won. It also won in 2015. Tapu Cocoa Puffs, who you guys heard me talking about earlier, is next, which is actually pretty impressive considering how new it is. When it came out in 2016, and won in 2017 and 18. It's fast and packs a huge punch due to Electric Surge. Next is Incineroar, who you are all probably familiar with. Out of the 3 years you could use it, it won 2, and the other was before it got access to Intimidate. Greatest support Pokemon ever, and deals a surprising amount of damage. Probably just greatest Pokemon ever. Our last silver medal goes to Gastrodon. Gastrodon is a strange Pokemon where it's usually better in higher power level formats because it does wall Kyogre. In 2018, Gastrodon won, and in 2022, East Gastrodon won again. West Coast Gastrodon did not represent, however. Dang. Earning back-to-back wins due to lockdown is impressive for an older Pokemon. Now, finally, we have the 5 Pokemon to ever win Worlds 3 times. Before that, this video is sponsored by no one. Our first winner is Metagross. Metagross boasting the amazing Steel type back then, before it got weak to Ghost and Dark, made it so good. Metagross also can get its stats lowered, making it a good Intimidate counter. Metagross wins were old in the years 2008, 2009, 2011. Metagross is still good in pretty low power levels, though. And I won't be surprised if there's another low power format where Metagross shines. Metagross also had an incredible bulk, and combined with its really good attack stat, made it hard to kill and also do a lot of damage. And it's also had a pretty good Mega form, who was close to winning the World Championships in 2018, but came in 3rd. Next is the last genie, Thundurus. Thundurus is a reliable Pokemon who's always usable, winning in 2011, 2015, and 2022. Its ability to slow down opponents with Thunder Wave and disrupt them with Taunt makes him a great Pokemon. He gets Prankster, which makes all this priority even better. It also can be a bit cheeky with its other ability, Defiant, which catches opponents off guard since most are Prankster, making it attack stat double when the stat is lowered. Defiant Thundurus actually won in 2022 Worlds. Right now, Tornadus is considered better than Thundurus, but I won't be surprised to see that switch in later formats. Next, we have Snorlax. Snorlax took home the first 2 World Championships and was hungry again in 2018 and won. Snorlax mostly runs Gluttony, which makes it eat berries earlier, combined with Belly Drum that cuts its health and by 50%. Then maxes out its attack, makes Snorlax amazing, combined with its ability to eat berries earlier, making Snorlax a menace, making it 75% Snorlax and max attack, basically just eliminating everything in the game. However, nowadays, Snorlax has been power crept. Very sad. Still not horrible, though. Next, we have Cresselia, who won in 2010, 2012, and 2015. Cresselia is one of the greatest supporters ever. Its bulk is one of the best in the game. It also isn't the fastest, which is good for Trick Room. It's a huge supportive move pool with heal-up options such as Moonlight and now Gen 9, Lunar Blessing, which heals both Pokemon 25% and removes status conditions. Because of that move, you can assume it is still pretty good today. at least in non-restricted formats. It has many support options like skill swap and ally switch. It also has a surprisingly deep offensive move pool with moves such as Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Now, last but certainly not least is Among Us. It is a great Pokemon, and it won in 2013, 2015, and 2023. Among Us is such a good support. It's great in and out of Trick Room. Its support move pool is amazing. The support of 100% put anything to sleep except the grass type. It also has Pollen Puff to heal your partner or damage the opponents. And it has Rage Powder to redirect attacks to it. Among Us bulk is pretty flipping good too. It's pretty clear why Among Us has won 3 world championships. Well, that was long, but that's every single Pokemon who's won the world championships. And like and subscribe, or I'll get very angry. Hello, it's Future May, and I forgot about the 2019 World, which is a huge mess up by me, but I kind of just thought it got shut down due to COVID, but I guess I was wrong. Oops. So, we have 2 new winners for that year, which were Lunala and Stakataka. Lunala ran a Colbur Berry to help reduce its 4-time weakness to Dark, and its ability Shadow Shield made it take a lot less damage from super effective moves, because it has a 4 times weakness to Dark, being Psychic and Ghost. It also has a 4 times weakness to Ghost. It also ran Wide Guard, so other legendaries like Kyogre and Groudon could hit it with their multi-hit moves. Stakataka won by enabling Trick Room for the team, and also having Gyro Ball and Stone Edge. It ran Rockinium Z, I think that's how you say it, which was the Z move for rock types moves and boosted the power of them. It's also Beast Boost too, which helped him. Tapu Fini also got its 2nd Worlds win. It's all around just a pretty good Pokemon. And next we got Incineroar, who has its 3rd win. Yeah, that's right, 3rd win. And the 2nd 3rd win Pokemon is Salamence, who won again using its Mega Form. That makes 7 Pokemon in the 3 winners category. The 2 new additions being Incineroar and Salamence. And Groudon also got its 2nd win, meaning it's tied with Kyogre. He ran Precipice Blades, Fire Punch, and Dragon Claw. And it was in its primal form, too. So yeah, that's it. My bad. Should've just checked if there's a 2019. But now you know. And remember to drink water.